Hi there, this is H. Victoria Hargrove Atkerson. I'm a writer and an author. And tonight I'd like to do some sharing with you some techniques I use in writing. I love using personal stories, family stories when I write. They seem to me that they add the richness and the background and the color that you need in a story because you give the reader a chance to look at life from your perspective, which is different for them. Uh, that's that's exactly why I think people need to write more, and people of color need to write more because I think if other people could see our world and how we think, they'll learn to be more tolerant and also to give you more respect because our experiences are so diverse and they have so much to offer other people. A lot of people say, they need take a moment and walk in your shoes. Sometimes they need to walk a lifetime or a generation in one's shoes to understand the situation that blacks find themselves into today with the Black Lives Matter movement and all of that. So it's important to tell your stories because it creates a dialogue. Other people are reading it. Sometimes you don't have the opportunity to talk about the things that are important to you or things that happen to you. So writing and expressing your world to other people creates an understanding for all people all over the world. So here is a vehicle for you to use. Use your personal experience. Use your knowledge to give the reader another perspective. Okay. Now I the passage I'm getting ready to read I wrote because it's my true feelings about my city here in Philadelphia. I wrote this because I'm trying to explain to the reader why Jessica loves home so much and she's looking to go home. She is so intent on going home after she finished her tour of duty in Kenya as a Peace Corps volunteer. But she has met this wonderful guy she's fallen in love with him and he has fallen in love with her. But she does not want to change her plans because she's determined to do what she has set, the goals that she has set for herself. So one of the ways she's trying to tell this man, like, the answer is no because I have all this wonderful, wonderful life that's waiting for me back home. And it's understandable. It's understandable. And I feel her. So I'm going to read to you this passage because I think it's relevant to the story. And I used it because I felt it was relevant to the story. Although it's my own personal opinion, I'm bragging about my city. It's an opportunity to share that with you, the reader. Okay. Jessica and Akinyele are in her little small village in Kenya where she's completing her Peace Corps service. And he has shown up again, uninvited and unwanted. Stalking her, in other words. uh, so anyway, she's trying to tell him, although he's inundating her with his words of love and his determination to love her, and he's trying to convince her that her life is with him. She's trying to tell him in different ways why that's not going to work for her because she has all these plans. Plus, she misses home. So here's a little bit of what I wrote about Philadelphia. Like I said, it's my own personal view of the city, and but I thought it was pertinent to use it at this point because Jessica is so passionate about going home. Okay, so here's this. Here he goes. When I was a kid, you couldn't tell me that Philadelphia wasn't mine, that I didn't own it. It was mine to touch and to hold in my hands. As children, we could play and swim in the city's largest fountains and without getting in any trouble. The city has a warm attitude toward its children and their need to play. Even in the fountains in front of the art museums, you can still find children playing in the water and cooling off in the hot summer sun. If we arrived before noon on Sundays, we could get free admission into the museum. What really makes the city special and unique is the fact that no matter who you are or where you live in the city, we all have common experiences that bind us together. It's a city of great diverse neighborhoods. Each neighborhood is like a small village where everyone knows everyone. We all have so many wonderful things in common. And he says, I know, you're referring to the Liberty Bell and the Betsy Ross's house. And she says, not Hardy. I'm talking about block parties, water ice, tasty cakes, the pin relays, cheesesteaks, hard shell crabs, soft pretzels, amorosos, breads, super sundaes, clams on the half shell, the Eagles. And she says, this pointing to her green shirt, which is my favorite team. Then we have the Sixers, Chinese food, and the best hoagies in the whole wide world. And he asked, well, what are hoagies? It's a huge sandwich, she said, demonstrating its size, made on the world's finest Italian bread, with a variety of thinly sliced meats and cheeses with lettuce, tomatoes, and onions, sliced so thin you can see through them. What makes the sandwich perfect is the seasonings they put on it, and of course, mayonnaise. And if you're not calorie conscious, they top the whole thing in a delicious tasting olive oil. It is so good. We Philadelphians love our city, our sports, and we adore good, messy junk food. She said, smiling generously while remembering her childhood and her old neighborhood. Junk foods? Yes, it's a deliciously unhealthy, disgustingly fat-filled experience, one we have every Friday and Saturday night, she said, laughing as she was thinking of home. Okay? I think that's typical of the way to use your own feelings and your personal opinions in your writing, because it's something I feel like that's Philadelphia. And when I talk to other people about the city I love, these are the things that I share with people. And when they come here, I try to make sure that they get a sample of the different types of foods, because one of the things in Philadelphia is so many restaurants, and they're so good, and so many cultures blended here. It's a real melting pot. So I try to give them that experience when they come here. And when I'm writing, those are the things that I want to convey, that diversity and the commonality of our taste. You know, we all love those hoagie sandwiches. There's just nothing like it. When I travel home to my family in Atlanta, I get orders for Italian hoagies, steak sandwiches, you name it. Some want just turkey hoagies. Just bring those hoagies home, bring that food back to them so they can refresh their memory on what it was like to be here visiting and to be a part of this life that we have in Philadelphia. I tell you, it's special, it's unique, and you won't get it anywhere else on earth. Of course, the Philadelphia Eagles have the best fans in the world. Not always the most understanding fans in the world, but we have the strongest club as far as the fans concerned. We love our Eagles, we love our Sixers, we love our Phillies. You know, we're just very passionate about everything about the city. It just lends itself to that, and it demands a certain devotion that you just can't help but give it, because, you know, we're Philadelphia. You know, like it's the only city that I ever heard of to boo Santa Claus. And we have strong opinions, but those opinions are based on our reality. And it's just a wonderful thing. Although I adopted the city as mine because I'm an Atlanta native, I feel very much at home here, and it's my home. When I tell people about me being a Southern girl, yes, I am a Southern person living in Philadelphia, but this is home. This is home. So when you write, use your own passion about things and even opinions. Now, I have another story that I use, which is a true story, and I tell you, using personal experience and your knowledge of different things is really a wonderful thing. And the next time I'm going to read something different, and it's a true story that was just too, it was too good not to tell people about and not to use. And it was so appropriate for this particular story that I wanted to share it with you. So when I come back, we'll talk about using personal experience and true stories in your writing, because I think it's one of the wonderful things that you can do as a writer, one of the creative things. The thing is, the secret is, although you're using these personal opinions, personal experience, and real situations in your writing, that the key is to make it relevant to the characters and the situation. Your story must come first. Now, if your little story that's true and something that you're passionate about, if it doesn't fit the story, you can't use it. If it doesn't fit the character you're talking about, you can't use it. So keep that in mind when you're writing. What can I say? It's a wonderful career. It's a wonderful thing to do, and it's wonderful to create. And I do invite you back just to, let's chat again. It's really neat. Okay, I'm on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, and LinkedIn. You can also find me on my website, which is www.hvictoriahargroatkerson.com. Now, I understand from one of my readers that they were not able to buy this book on my website, but try Amazon.com, okay? And I would check with my website manager to see why this is not on there. I haven't really looked at it lately because I'm busy writing, okay? And getting ready to decorate the house. And in a few weeks, this will turn from the fall decorations for Thanksgiving, which I absolutely love. I'm already planning my menu and doing the cooking for that. It'll also turn into a Christmas village because I'm a fanatic when it comes to Christmas, and I have a wonderful Santa collection, Black Santa collection, that I would like to share with you. So, have a great one. Enjoy life. Enjoy the loves in your life, and just enjoy. And blessings to you and your family. Thanks for chatting.